Yo, so I just keep hearing cats still having like standards about who's loyal and who's a hoe, and you know, I mean terms like hood rat and bird, and you know what I'm talking about is still in rotation, as though like somehow a woman is not a good woman if she has some type of sexual freedom about herself.
Oh, that's trash.
Yeah. Is that rooted in some
that's
Bible culture?
I think that's religion with patriarchy, which is, well, religion is patriarchy. So
yeah.
I've heard cats say it. Their standards don't even make sense. Like, they want a loyal woman, but they the main dudes out there fucking everything that moves. Like, how you? So that's just being hypocritical. So
why is the woman that you commit with versus fuck, like, why are those standards like?
Oh wait, what are the standards for that? Or?
I mean, why are they different? It just seems like, okay, I have a woman that I'm interested in settling with, and then she happens to be, you know, her body count is low, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how is it you can fuck everybody but then only get involved with?
I don't know what that's rooted in. I've heard it,
mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, I might be a little too free with my stuff. I heard dudes who say, like, if I can hit her on the first date, you know, I mean, anybody can. I'm like, you got low self-esteem, dude, because I just think I'm the shit. And she didn't come out here thinking that she was gonna fuck, but my talk game, my looks, you know, my charisma, or whatever the case may be. I don't know what it is.
Belly.
Hey, but I'm saying, like, if I hit on the first day, it's just, I'm assuming that I made an impression, and that's why, not because she just a hoe that fucks everything that moves, you know.
And that's my it's a 2-part question, in the sense that if she did fuck everything that moves, like, so what? You know what I'm saying? And then if she fucks you on the first date, like, so what? Like, how are these standards like keeping people from building something gorgeous? You know what I'm saying?
People are afraid of being embarrassed, especially men. There's a lot of ego that goes with it. So if she fucks everybody and she has sexual freedom, the likelihood that she's gonna just be fucking you for the rest of your life is not high, and that's just the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not a truth.
It's mad bizarre that, like, monogamy still has like a forever component. Like, instead of saying, all right, let's in our relationship contract, instead of just saying, yo, let's be solid for 2 months and exclusive for 2 months, and then let's come back and renegotiate those terms. Okay, it's working for me, it's working for you, cool. Let's do 2 more months, you know what I'm saying, of exclusive dealings, and then come back and see if those terms, versus having this expectation that I dig you, you dig me, let us be in a monogamous deal forever. Like, why is the standard forever, even in relationships that have not sealed the deal with some type of religious observation or some type of wedding or marriage? It's like, I'm digging you, you digging me, but the goal is still to do this forever.
I don't know what that is, but you see that with dating and be like, oh, we mutually exclusive. That's marriage. Like, that's ridiculous. Oh, we're girlfriend, boyfriend. Oh, okay. Like, somehow those marriage standards have been bled all the way down. I don't know who decided on that, but as far as the male standards concerned, I mean, I heard a lot of dudes calling women hoes and whatever, or have some feeling about it when they don't fuck them. Like, that's the worst thing ever. Like, damn, you fuck everybody on the block but me? Damn. And they get bitter. So anyway, but standards.
I mean, the fact that the hoe is still a thing, like, as though we're elementary students. You know what I mean? Like, I remember that being a tease or a taunt for school age children. Like, I remember that being like, oh, I'm gonna hurt your feelings by saying this ridiculousness. Although all of us are prepubescent, somehow this is how I'm going to hurt your feelings by saying that, name calling you regarding what you do with your body as a girl child or a young woman. And now I hear adult men still speaking to a woman and what she does with her body with an opinion, like with like disdain, with an issue. It's like, it's her body. Like, why does that matter what she does? You understand me? Because you're not going to church. You can't hit them off with the, well, my standards are related to my religion. You understand me?
Mm.
So you got a religious ethic concerning a woman you trying to fuck on the first date.
Well, that's the problem with the whole society, is that we're cherry picking everything, what's good for us at the moment. We're not consistent with anything. We're not consistent with your standards, values, morals. It's what's good for me right now, and when is it convenient to me.
But how is calling a woman a hoe in a male's mind still an insult? Like, there is no such thing as a hoe. Like, that's a bizarre.
I don't know. I don't use hoe in a derogatory term. I use it as a form of endearment.
Yes,
I mean, because I hear a lot. I hear more directed at men nowadays than I hear directed at women. But I'm sure that's just my circle. I'm sure it's still being used out there.
If a woman hasn't made an agreement prior to you to be exclusive with anybody, and she's deciding to sleep with whoever, whenever,
yeah.
How then, when you meet her, and say if your agreement is to be exclusive, how are you offended?
By her body count that she had before she met you?
Yeah, by her history of sexual expression.
I think the only way you could be offended is if, like, for some reason you talked about it and then she lied about it and you found out something different, maybe, because it's like a breach of trust. But what happened before you met somebody does not matter. Like, honestly, it shouldn't. But people do. But then it's a flip side to that as well. Like, I've had women ask me, when was the last time you had sex? Like, how's that relevant to anything? Like, I'm a male. I'm an adult male.
Yeah, what would be interesting to me is that, okay, you're deciding to get serious with a woman who may or may not have a sexual history. Mm-hmm. And if it's a health issue, like if we're saying, okay, you frequenting or your sexual freedom is putting me in jeopardy in some way, then let us, before we do anything sexually, let us, as one of our dates and one of our get to know each other dates, like let's go get tested together. Like let's do a screening together. Like if health is the issue, because this is how it's always framed, because you don't hear it said in the religious context, like.
It's always framed on health.
Yeah, it's like, she out there, she can be nasty, she can yada yada. So I'm saying, like, okay, if it's a health issue, then go get a health screening as part of the get to know you package. And then if you're going through that, if you're so concerned about her experiences prior to you, then let the commitment be more than what's typically offered, which is 90 days. You understand me? Like, so if you're planning on being with a woman that you're unsure about how her sexual history or past has impacted her health and then potentially your health, then instead of name calling or having that type of concern, in the get to know you phase, work in the fact that, I'm really vibing with you. Like, let us both go get tested for some things. Like, let's get this screening going. So that takes it out. If it is not a religious issue, you see what I'm saying?
Right. So, is this an issue? Right? I mean,
yes. This is what
it's
I'm
a real
hearing.
issue. With standards?
It's not an issue for somebody to have sex with. It's an issue as to why someone doesn't want to commit in a monogamous arrangement. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
It's like, I will fuck you, but I can't be with you because you're a hoe.
Right. So here's the things I'll say, because it's barbershop talk, I guess, right? If the woman that you are fucking on a regular has fucked your homeboys, there's some type of code that you don't want to marry that woman. Or be in a long-term relationship. So if you know who she's gotten down with, I guess that is a factor in some of these situations. I can't give you the reasoning behind all of it, but I've heard that.
So it's who she gets down with. It's not.
I think
the
that
body count in particular.
Yeah, I think if you're down in one state and she comes from a different state and you don't know all the people she fucked, it don't have nothing to do with you. But if you can run into the dudes that she fucked, I think that once more goes back to ego and some type of, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I mean, the get down is this as far as redefining this male standard and its ridiculousness, or replacing it with something functional, is to say, like, you meet somebody and if there's a connection, then you're starting with that information. Like, you're starting right there. It's no what you've been doing or not doing. It's what, it's really and truly what y'all can create. True.
With that being said, it goes back to those old sayings that they always throw out. You can't teach a dog new tricks, and what is it? A lion can't change his stripes, or something like that, right? So if she's had these quote unquote hoish tendencies, right, where she just fucks on the first date whoever she finds attractive, maybe in the male's mind that's not going to change anything.
Okay.
And therefore, you wouldn't commit to that because you want some exclusive joint, because you're not working out a functional relationship with this person that says, okay, wait a minute, how do you get down?
So shouldn't that stop the said male from actually having sex himself? If he's rationalizing, oh, she got a high body count, or she is familiar with my same circles,
so shouldn't that stop fucking her?
Should he not? Should that just be a reason not to have sex to begin with? If this is the basis of this standard.
Oh, in general, in totality, like for life, like.
No, if he says, okay, I'm worried about who you have sex with because it could be my social circles, and I don't want to commit to a woman that has run the same circles that I run in socially. I don't want a woman that has ran in those same circles sexually. Shouldn't he not have sex? Because it seems like he still has sex, although he said, I can't really fuck with you because...
Right, so you're saying he shouldn't have sex with that woman if he feels that way, that she ran in with his circle.
Just...
Yeah, but guys, unfortunately, their standards... I guess we're talking about these standards or double standards or whatever the case may be.
False standards.
False standards. Yeah, I mean, he's still going to hit. Stop playing. He gonna still fuck. It's just, he is.
Yeah,
I mean...
Playing.
Yeah, it's trash, but he's going to still... He can still smash.
So this standard, for clarity, of you don't want to wife a hoe, or you're worried about a woman being a hoe because you can't get an exclusive arrangement, is rooted in part religion and part mythology? I mean, what is the other? What? How can that?
What is rooted in?
Because it's not health related. Because if it's health related,
oh yeah,
you feel me? There's a lot of other health concerns that should be investigated while you're worried about her body count.
Yeah, I don't think it's health related at all.
So it's strictly
that's male ego.
So he's worried about.
It goes back to that whole get a virgin. Like that's not even sexy. Like deflowering a virgin sucks. Like that's a lot of prep work, a lot of patience. Hey, come on now. So it's rooted somewhere in that. Like you want some pure, innocent person, although you didn't fuck 100 people in the city. Like get out of here.
Yeah, and then it makes me wonder if he's dodging or keeping the
door open.
Yeah, a trap door open for himself as to why this can't go beyond.
Hey, he might be afraid. Like it's like we're not.
I would be with you in a more serious manner. I'm just concerned about the miles on your vagina, and had those miles been lowered, man, we would be in this forever.
Yeah, because I don't think that as a whole that men are marriage minded in general. Now, not to say that men don't get married, they do, and that's usually if their family unit has a history of that, a successful history of that, or at least a functional history of it. If their religious organization is pushing that, and it's like socially that's what they're doing, that's how they're raised, and they're marriageable. But overall, it's not pushed on guys or males to get married. It's pushed on. It's more of a something they push on women or girls. Like, oh yeah, marriage. Like that's the goal. And dudes are more like, yo, make it to the show, be a good football star, fuck as many women as you can. Like, that's what's pushed on us.
So
like,
are male standards realistic?
No, they're not realistic.
So being a hoe is a smokescreen, or a real concern?
It's a man. That's 50-50. I mean, if you're gonna sit here and say, I don't even think being a hoe is the issue so much as, well, it's part of the issue for some.
Why do they say it so much if it's not the issue?
I don't know these guys. No, but seriously, it might be a smokescreen. It might be. But I think it's more of a fear that you're not going to stop being quote unquote a hoe after I commit to you, and then I'm gonna have egg on my face or whatever the saying is.
Yeah, I don't think that a woman's desire or habit of having sex with whoever or whenever she wants to has to do with a commitment to you. Because if for whatever reasons you still want a monogamous relationship with anybody, and you say, "Yo, I'm really feeling you. I want to make this exclusive." Like, the history of body counts is not as relevant as the history of cheating. So if you're interested if this woman is going to be loyal or not, it seems like the question should be, has she been disloyal? You feel me? Not how many people she got down with, or what friend circles, or anything sexual. It's just the actual, has she broken this promise previous to meeting me? You feel me? So that's a different line of question. She could have got down with 100 dudes between her last committed relationship and you, but she still got commitment in her blood. It's just that she hasn't been in a committed relationship. Yeah, so it really is social fiction to believe that, oh, how many people you gotten down with actually has something to do with what you're capable of doing with me.
Oh yeah, I agree. I have no disagreement on this side. So yeah, it probably is a fiction. Honestly, it might be a smokescreen.
Geeks and Goons.